Hi guys, you're welcome to this channel of book reviews. I'm Alessandra, and we're going to continue from where we stopped. The previous episode, we talked about what I think we're reviewing the chapter 1 and chapter 2 of Who Benefits. So we're going to continue from the chapter 3 and chapter 4 of Who Benefits. So let's continue. So remember previously we talked about Julia and Richard's marriage and how it was, and how Richard asked for a divorce, and Julia was furious about it because Richard wanted a natural birth and Julia opted for a test tube baby carried by surrogates. Richard refused and said he doesn't want a stranger to have his baby. So that was it. So chapter 1 or 2 of it ended when Richard told her that Julia would be hearing from his lawyers, and he left the house. Julia went to the house and he told Julia, the person he was dating, that he was dating the psychiatrist Lisa. And Julia went to the house of Lisa and threatened her with a gun to stay away from her husband. And so that was it. That was the chapter 1 or 2 of it. And Lisa agreed to stay away from the husband. And then Julia decided to go to her friend for an advice. That's where we ended for chapter 1 and 2. So now chapter 3 and 4 of Who Benefits. Okay, let's continue. So Julia went to her friend Amy for advice, as in what was she going to do about it. Richard wants to divorce her, and she was not just having it at all. So she asked Amy for advice. Amy, who was already feeling, she was already feeling scorched because she had earlier asked Julia for money, to give her some money for her business, to enable her boost her business. And Julia refused, saying the money she has is not even enough to make her, to really take care of her and make her keep looking beautiful and looking good. Amy felt bad about it, as in she was scorched by it. So when Julia asked her for an advice, she answered. She told her that, okay, since Richard wants a divorce from you, why not sell most of the properties before he brings the divorce papers? At least before he brings the divorce papers, so that you guys will share the assets, you have to share it and all that. At least you would have sold and have some certain amount of money in your bank account. Julia was, wow, that's a nice idea. That's really a great idea. That if she should actually sell those assets, it will be in her own account, and she won't be able to share it with Richard. But she said if she keeps the money in her bank account, she will have to share it with Richard, and it will just be a waste of time. So Julia advised her, okay, instead of you keeping it in your bank account, why not give it to me to keep for you? Then after your divorce has been finalized, you can come and collect your money. Julia replied that, wow, that's a wonderful idea. That's exactly what she was going to do. She was going to sell the assets, some of the assets before he returns back from his business trip, and then tell him about it before the divorce is being finalized. So Julia was thrilled with the idea. And she was like, if Richard thinks he's going to dump her like that she will make sure that she sucks him dry. Can you imagine? She's going to drain him completely before he does that. You see, Julia was such a materialistic girl. So that was it. So then Richard took Margaret out of the country, and at exactly 9 months, Margaret gave birth to a bouncing baby boy, a beautiful baby boy. That's what Margaret gave birth to. And Richard brought them back to the country, took Margaret to his parents. His parents, they were so happy. They loved the baby. They were happy that finally they were grandparents. And Richard told them about his decision to opt out from the marriage with Julia. So his parents, seeing their grandchild, they were overwhelmed. They were so happy about it. And they were like, you should go ahead with it. So Richard went to Julia, gave her the divorce papers. He gave her the divorce papers through his lawyers. The lawyers were present, so they gave her the divorce papers. And she told Richard that she looked at the documents, and she told Richard that there are some discrepancies, there are some things that he needs to adjust, because he needs to do something about it, because there are some properties that have been sold that she used them to solve a financial problem that she had. She used them, so she sold them off to settle some financial issues. Richard was bewildered. He was like, what? How can you sell my properties without telling me, without my consent? Julia told Richard that, don't forget, I'm still legally, I'm still your wife. So I can sell any property because it is also in my name. Typical. Richard was surprised. Richard was just looking at her, that a lady that he has provided for her basic necessities, he has even provided for trips, he has been taking care of her, that for her to go so low, to sell his properties without even informing him, he felt bad about it. But Julia was less concerned, so she told him that he should go back with the divorce documents, that she has sold some certain properties already, so he should know what he would do. Richard told her that he was going to investigate about it. So Richard checked her bank accounts. He found nothing. He even informed his parents about it. His parents were annoyed, but they told him that it's better you just push through with the divorce, since you already have a child, before Julia finds out and decides to, okay, you were not faithful to her, and sue you for infidelity. So Richard had to just like, okay, I still have to go through with this divorce. I still have to go through with it and conclude what I want to do before she actually finds out. So that was it. That was how he made up his mind. So that's the end of chapter 3 and chapter 4 of Who Benefits. I love this story. I don't know if you're enjoying it as much as I am, but I love it and I'm enjoying it all the way. So, till next, when I see you, remain blessed. We're going to continue from the chapter 5 and chapter 6 of Who Benefits. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this video so that you can follow up with the episodes as I'm explaining it. You can follow up with it and get to the very end of it, because it's a very nice and interesting novel. So you enjoy it. Alright, take care. Thank you. Love you.